everyone and welcome to this video. Kalina here, and today I'm going to be taking you through the solution to question 4 from this Junior Cert Ordinary Level paper. This question is based on a graph, so let's get started. So we're told that Frank and Kieran each recorded how much mobile data they used over the course of 5 weeks. And we're given the graph below, which shows how much mobile data Frank used in each of these weeks. So if we have a look at the graph, we can see that it's labeled here Frank. So we know that this is the amount of gigabytes of data that Frank uses. So we can see that we have the 5 weeks, we have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. And for each of these weeks, we're shown the amount of mobile data used. So in week 1, we can see that he's used 0.5 gigabytes, okay? So if you go over to the y-axis here, you can see that it's 0.5. In week 2, he's used 2 gigabytes. So you can see it here on the y-axis, 2 gigabytes, and so on. So question A, part 1. Asks us, based on the graph, in which week did Frank use the most mobile data? And we can see that he used the most mobile data in week 3, because it's the highest point on the graph. So he's used 2.5 gigabytes here in week 3. So that's more than he's used in week 1, week 2, week 4, or week 5. So we can say week 3. So let's move on to the second part of question A, and this asks us how many gigabytes of mobile data did Frank use in week 5? So let's go to our graph and let's go to week 5. So here's week 5, and how many gigabytes of data did he use? So I'm going to go up along here, and here we can see that he's after using 2 gigabytes, and we can go over to the y-axis just to be sure. So it brings us over to 2 gigabytes of data. So he's used 2 gigabytes of data in week 5. Now the third part of this question asks us, in which week did Frank use less mobile data than the week before? So again, let's look at our graph again. So our answer here is week 4, because it can't be week 1, okay, because week 1 is the first week. Week 2 uses more than week 1 because it's gone up. Week 3 again, it's gone up, so it's used more than week 2. But then in week 4, we can see that it goes down from week 3, okay, and again in week 5, it goes up from week 4. So our answer is week 4. So, and I'm just going to do this in green. For the correct answer for all 3 of these questions here, you're going to get a total of 5 marks. So let's now move on to part B. Part B tells us that in each of these weeks, Kieran used 2 gigabytes of data more than Frank used. And we're asked to use this information to draw a graph on the diagram above showing how much mobile data Kieran used in each of these weeks. So he used 2 gigabytes more data than Frank every week. So let's now draw this on the graph as we're asked. I'm going to use my purple pen for this. So in week 1, Frank used 0.5 gigabytes. So 0.5 plus 2 gigabytes is 2.5 gigabytes. Okay, so this is Kieran. In week 2, Frank is after using 2, so Kieran must be after using 4. So we're going to add 2 onto it. In week 3, Frank is after using 2.5, so Kieran must be after using 4.5. So again, we're just adding 2 onto what Frank is after using. In week 4, Frank is after using 1.5, so Kieran must be after using 3.5. And in week 5, Frank is after using 2, so Kieran must be after using 4. So now what you're going to want to do to complete the graph is join these dots together. Now you can use a ruler, it's probably best for this question just to make it nice and neat, but you're going to get the same marks as long as you have the correct points and you make your best effort to join them in as straight a line as possible from point to point. And I'm just going to make the points more clear. And I'm going to label this graph Kieran. So for this graph, you're going to get 5 marks. So this is a 10-mark question overall, and that is it for this question. So thank you very much for listening, guys. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you all in the next video.